Alright, and we're recording. Yeah, I'm a fucking professional. I've been playing video games for around 35 years, as if it was a job that paid full time. The first games I can remember playing are Super Mario Bros., Wolfenstein 3D, Flashback, and Arkanoid. It didn't take long to start daydreaming about making my own game and working for a major studio one day. Kind of feel like it's a natural, course of progression when it comes to gamers in general. It was probably around the time that I discovered Unreal Editor in the installation folders of Unreal Tournament. That gave me my first real taste of what it might be like to make a game. Beyond messing around with making levels to play with my friends, I had eventually bought into the old dev starter kit as advertised, this thing called Dark Basic. Maybe some of you might remember that. I found it really frustrating though, because I couldn't wrap my head around the coding languages. It was just very confusing for me, and I lost my patience with it pretty quickly. It wasn't until September 2023 that I came across Pirate Software and his motivational shorts, which, holy shit, why have heroes, ever? That gave me a new perspective on how to approach the learning process, and being familiar with Unreal Editor already, I decided to go with Unreal Engine to start a learn-as-I-go project to take my first real steps into finally giving game development a really serious attempt. Okay, I've been kind of dreading this one. So the method of learning that has always worked best for me in the past has been through hands-on experience. It always stays in my head a little bit easier if I actually get some muscle memory attached to it. Being a gamer for so long, I've developed somewhat of a dependency on instant gratification. So if I don't see myself actually producing results, I feel like I'm not making progress. So I started out this whole, learning process with trying to draw and animate a character. Well, when that turned out well, I turned to various online resources and documentations for Unreal Engine and became familiar with how blueprints are a more visual way of stringing together lines of code. And this was super appealing. The confusion I had previously experienced trying to learn C++ or Lua was notably absent, and before I knew it, my character could run around and jump in a simple environment. My first real milestone on the journey, really. From that point forward, I have been relying on video tutorials, internet searches, and forums to find out how to implement all of the elements required to make something that at least resembles a game that I would personally enjoy playing. The reliance on tutorial videos has given me some reservations about a few things, is this really a legitimate way to learn how to make a game? Is there any real difference between using code taken from various tutorial videos or forum posts and using code that was generated by AI? Am I harming my education in game development by going about it this way? I can only attempt just to justify this method by saying this is the farthest I've ever come with making a game. It may not be my own code, but this is my first game ever, and I've applied what I learned about each of the nodes and blueprint functions to other parts of the project that beyond what I initially needed them for. And I believe that it's okay that I'm essentially following instructions on how to put a game together, especially since it is my first real experience with making a game. Oh boy. I'm fully against the use of AI across the board. I see it. Well, maybe there might be some practical usages for it. Like, actually, something that comes to mind is AI would actually be pretty great for regulating traffic lights, as long as you don't allow them to operate outside of their function. But anyway, I see AI as the definitive death of creative effort, originality, and craftsmanship, all in one fell swoop. If you consider how easy it would be to pair a generative AI model with a 3D printer, replicators from the Star Trek universe aren't too far away now. And that's kind of scary, actually. Admittedly, my internet searches for resources have returned information that was compiled by AI, but even when trying to use the info acquired, it either didn't fully explain what I was looking for, or it was just straight up incorrect. I've never once been tempted to use AI seriously, but I did once try to get Grok to generate a picture of Curtains, the character from my game. It actually couldn't figure out how to render a blank, featureless face, even after confirming that it understood what I requested. I feel like transparency is important, and even though this might actually be what might be considered career suicide, you know, people deserve to know what is going on with the stuff that they're supporting. You know, if they're supporting hopefully they're supporting. I just think it's important to disclose where I'm at as far as what I'm capable of doing with game development, and like almost 2 years into the journey. That was why I decided to make this video. And also, it is I won't lie and say that I don't feel a little guilty about the means to which I have put this game together so far. But I feel like it's a good start for somebody who has never had this experience before. I mean, I've said that enough times, I'm sure, but you know, I just want to live my dream, and I have been enjoying this so very much. This has been the highlight of my life for a really long time. I mean, making this game has been a really good experience for me, and it's really lifted me emotionally when I have been in a very bummer of a place for a really long time. And I don't see myself giving up on it or plateauing anytime soon. Once I finish this project, there is plenty more for me to learn, and plenty more aspects of game development that I'm going to learn, that I want to learn. I would even be willing to share my code so that people could openly critique things I've possibly done right, things that I've definitely done wrong. I look at it as there's no such thing as negative feedback. Anything is going to help me improve, and I'm most certainly not going to stop at Curtains the Clown. I'm going to be making as many games as I am physically capable of making for as long as my heart holds out. So yeah, this is going to be it for me. I want to reach for the stars and improve my abilities with developing games, and really try not to plateau, and just keep moving onward. The darkened skies once more, and ever onward.